in our tool chest, because you know what we do here. We help you to achieve your life's design, your life's vision and goals, one episode at a time. Today's guest is the lovely Oya Thomas. She is an inspirational speaker, the author of the 5 Star Points for Success, and an international recording artist. She is a longtime leader and entrepreneur and uses her education and rich life experience to guide each speaking engagement. I am super excited that she brings to us today the wisdom she has gathered through, aside from the education and the wealth of education that she has, the wisdom that she's gathered through years of hard work, study, and life lessons have given her unparalleled expertise to help women become leaders and find happiness and balance. So after our intro, I get to introduce you to Miss Oya Thomas. Welcome, Oya. How are you?
Peace and blessings. I'm super duper fantastic. How are you?
I am doing well. I am so glad that you are with us on today. I want to learn how to embrace and I want you to share the strategies that silence criticism, blame, and excuses so that we can support positive thoughts in and bring more joy to our lives, because I'm all about quality life.
Yes, all about the joy. Come on. Yay. Joy, joy, joy. Let's do it.
The more, the better. And I don't even know where to start. Okay, so you're the author of the 5 Star Points. Tell us, how did that even come about? And the title, the 5 Star Points.
So the 5 Star Points for Success: manifest your dreams, live your life's purpose. You know, I've been really writing this book my whole life. You know, it's a part of my life journey, my experience working in the industry, starting my first company in high school, learning so much about people. And then through my education in psychology and my master's in spiritual psychology, getting certified in feng shui, studying about the body, the anatomy, the physiology, the mind, the spirit, the soul, you know, and really connecting to what really is important. And so when I really started to break it down in life, I really broke it down and found out, you know what? This is what it is. There's 5 core components, which I call the 5 Star Points, which is the mind, the body, the spirit, emotions, and environment, for us to do that soul work so that we can actually shine like the star that we are. So you can't have one without the other, you know, like you can't just do yoga, you know what I mean? And think you're, you know, or go to church on Sunday.
Come on.
Know, and then on Monday, you got toxic thoughts of not just, you know, in your own mind, but how you treat other people or how you know, so it goes into a bigger conversation. The toxic food that you're eating, you know, the toxic images, the things that you hear, what kind of environments you're putting yourself in, you know, how you're repressing, you know, different things within your own self and not communicating or connecting with your emotions. So it's a whole conversation. And within that, really being clear about your mission, your purpose and intentions, why you even exist. Why are you here? Because I find when people are really in and on their mission, right, and they're living their purpose, they're happy because they're filled with joy, love, peace, and then they lift other people up. And that's what my mission is, right? So if you're healthy, you're whole, you're sound, you are going to enjoy this thing called life, and you're going to help other people and make this world a brighter place.
But I love that. And the fact that you have a degree in the spiritual psychology. I have only come across one other individual in my short lifetime on
Mhm.
this planet that had a degree in the spiritual psychology, and realizing that environment is both internal and external.
That's right. And that's a powerful thing, that when you really connect to whatever's happening on the outside is just an outer manifestation of what's happening on the inside. And that when you start to really work with that concept, that changes a lot
It
within you, and
shifts.
how you perceive things and experience life, and how you can heal and work through things.
Absolutely. Because if we take apart disease, it's dis-ease. Yes. Oh, I love it. I love it. And so the five stars and the five areas that you deal with. I know you shared a story with me before we came live on the air about being a star and how your father influenced who you are, the beautiful person that you have become. Can you share that with us?
Yeah, and that's really important to me, especially, well, it's not just working with young adults and kids, really down the road when I work with adults that are 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. I think I did a senior health event. I think my event went up to about 90s, right? They're
Did
still,
you say 90s?
yeah, yeah. So
Wow.
I have like a wide range of, ages that I work with, because at the end of the day, we're all spiritual beings having human experience.
Yes.
And also, we're all that same little boy and little girl. So whether I'm dealing with or working with, shall I say, a teenager or a little, kid, to someone that's 90, we all want to know our purpose. We all want to connect. We all want love. We all want to be seen. We all want to give and receive love, right? And so it's really powerful. A lot of adults don't recognize how they're interacting with kids and with
Yeah.
youth. A lot of people don't even really know what they're saying to their friends, to their family,
Mm.
to their siblings. So it doesn't matter the age. But when you are growing up, that's a lot of you're really vulnerable, and you're in a space where what your parents don't know that they're saying to you actually really matters, because they can be in survival mode. They can be going through whatever they're going through. Teachers the same way.
Yeah.
Teachers the same way. They could have a bad argument at home and bring that to the classroom,
In that
and don't
interview.
know that they just told a child something that could really traumatize them. I had a fifth grade teacher tell me that I couldn't do what I'm doing today. And I was a very stubborn, hard-headed kind of kid, thank God. And I didn't let her really truly affect me. But somewhere still in the back of my mind, there was an adult that told me that I couldn't shine like the star that I am, right? But my father, he definitely, just really loved me here physically, as long as he existed here physically, and still loves me in the spiritual realm. Just, because he's passed over. But it is something about the love of a father with their daughter. The mother obviously is very important.
Yes.
Just that male figure energy, that masculine energy, and how he loved me. Um, it does something to a little girl,
It does.
and that.
Switching from one daddy's girl to another.
Hey, okay, well then
Absolutely.
and
Yeah.
that's the reason why I named this recent album My Father's Star. So I'm giving honor with my hands up. If you look at the image
Yes.
on the front of the CD, to God, my father, and to my physical father that I had the opportunity to have, that raised me, that let me know that I was a star, and I could do anything,
Yeah.
even though there were different things and that goes into a deeper conversation about parenting. But I just knew that I was a star, even though there were certain things that he didn't do or couldn't conceptualize, or didn't have the bandwidth or capacity the way that he grew up, because
Yeah.
I was a little force to be reckoned with. And my parents were like, what is she doing? Because I told them what I wanted to do, and they couldn't understand it. They couldn't understand, what are you like? We didn't come from a college bound family.
And so
The
Here
idea
you are talking about, I'm going to college, I'm going to major in this, I'm going to do that.
No. When I was 8 years old, I told my parents, I sat both of them down. I was really excited. I was like, here, come sit down. I want to tell you what I'm doing. And they were like, okay. And my mom went back to cook dinner. My father kind of laughed and left to go do what he was doing, because they didn't really take me seriously as this 8-year-old child that said that I want to sing and make people happy through psychology. And I had no nourishment, no kind of support, none of that. They couldn't even think about that. Being an entrepreneur was a no-no. That's scary. You're going to fail. And they did it, now I know what I know. Like, they did it out of what they thought was love and what they thought was the right thing to do, to go to high school. You go and you get a good state job with benefits, and that's it. What I was talking about was a whole different language. But I felt I was rejected, because they didn't believe in me. But it's not that they didn't believe in me, but they didn't believe in me. So as a little girl, so I'm just giving you guys examples, because sometimes you don't recognize what you're doing, what you're saying, all the way to that teacher, even to relationships and different things. People saying, no, you can't do that. And I had people tell me along the way, no. And some people aren't as hard-headed and as stubborn as I was. And it can affect you. And I see that in kids that I work with. And
adults that probably you work with who didn't do what they, in their heart and their soul, that made their soul sing. They didn't do it because they were afraid to do it, because no one encouraged them to do it. But you took a different path.
That's right. And that's what I love doing this work, because I don't want somebody to come to my conference in their 60s or 70s or 80s with their shoulda, woulda, coulda. I do want them to come and, because it's never too late. But I'm saying if we can prevent it, earlier on, as soon as they can start to do this work, that's as many people I can reach. But I'm here for the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, and 90s, because they still have purpose. If you're here, you still have purpose. Absolutely. So I'll get them at any age so they can enjoy the fruits of their labor and their soul's work and shine.
And the time that they have here, that we have here, every day we wake up, we have an opportunity to do and be what it is we desire to do and to be. Now, is the music available now? When did you release your latest?
Oh, my latest, My Father's Star. It was just released January 30th on my parents' wedding anniversary, dedicated my father, God, and my father, my actual physical father, my father's star. The project is dedicated to mental health awareness, suicide prevention, and soul care in loving memory of my father, and also to Zane Musa, who is just an amazing artist that unfortunately did commit suicide. And we just love that brother, was a gifted, amazing being. And so this project was birthed to really take the listener through a very serious spiritual journey of pain and hurt and depression and suicidal ideation, to making the choice and deciding I want to live, and going through that spiritual journey to then make it through to the other side. So that is like the musical soundtrack of the movement. And it is also connected to my documentary, Ending the Pain, with 7 amazing people that share their story about how they made it through. They will share, how it happened in the depression, how they even got to the suicide attempts, and what helps them through, and how they're functioning at a high level in a happy way now. And it's really powerful. And so I am building out so much around that for resources, so people can get the help that they need, so that they can really live and enjoy this thing called life.
Now, you talk about a movement. What is the movement? And before we get into that, I want to be sure that everybody notices, in order to get in touch with Oya, please follow her across her social media platforms, get the book, and to be able to get in touch with her, because this movement, we get to see, we get to stand on this side of it to see it flourish and grow and to nurture it. Please tell us more about the movement.
Yes. So the movement is really the opposite of being stagnant, which is doing nothing, right? And so the movement is going from this dark place to moving into the light, you know, really connecting and seeing, being with your soul and really living in your truth, being authentic, allowing yourself that happiness every single day, living in joy, living in peace, living in love, being able to give and receive it. And
I want to jump in now, listeners and viewers. Going to the light and living in the light is on this side of glory, is what I call it. Not making that transition, not following through with the mindset that would have in the conversation that one would have with themselves to transition from this life, but to move to the light on this side of glory. Go ahead.
No, Dr. Lisa, I'm so glad that you popped in and said that, because there's a song that's on my first project here. This one, Spirit of Oya.
Yeah.
That's on my first CD. So the second one is My Father's Star. I covered Peace in the Valley. It's my mother's song, my grandmother's song, and my great grandmother's song. Mm-hmm. So it's like song for the matriarch of my family. Yes. So I sing that often, but I always talk to people about peace in the valley, because, you know, sometimes people will sing that song at funerals and different things, right? And I let people know just what you said, that you can be in peace now, here, because so many people are quick to say, oh, it's not going to be, you know, any problems after this. And I'm like, wait a minute, you didn't fight to come here to do something here, to go back, you know, right away. Like we go back to source when it's time, right? So, but allow this gift of life to really be a gift, you know, and really enjoy it and really be able to connect to the peace that's inside us here. And enjoy, you know, the peace, you know, here. I'm so grateful that you said that, because here you can have peace in this valley, this temple, and peace in this valley here, planet Earth Valley.
Exactly. So the documentary you're getting into that. So the documentary is about those that have found that peace, that transition from that dark place.
Still working through it, but they're functioning well, because, you know, life is life. Life can be very challenging. Life can be hard. Life can hurt. Life can be painful. And so what I found, so I'm really thankful that I have been able to assist people with the 5-star points for success, change their mindset, get healthy, you know, really connect and do the soul work and allow their spirit to do what it came here to do, to really, you know, make sure that their environment is healthy, who they're interacting with, and going back to their emotions and really riding that wave of truth to really connect to who they are. So, I mean, I just love the 5-star points for success work. I mean, the book is fabulous. You know, it is great, filled with exercises and charts, and there's an audio book for those that don't really like to read necessarily, but if you do, it's great. And then you can always go and, you know, download the charts and stuff like that. It's a workbook. I have a workbook as well. You can get the 5-star points for success on Amazon, you know, all the different places where books are sold.
Yeah.
So that's that. You can go to the website, spiritofoya.com as well. And we're actually just excited to be able to share all of the things that Spirit of Oya has to offer. That's all for inspiration, all for healing and growth and transformation.
How has what you do been impacted by the pandemic, by what people have been experiencing right now?
Well, very interesting that you ask that, because this documentary and this movement was pushed because of this pandemic, because more and more people were going deeper into or actually finding themselves depressed, and
That they didn't know. That's right. They did not even know they were depressed because they were so busy with living, or so they thought. Yes.
yes,
Yes.
or people that, you know, they know what depression is. Maybe they've a
Yeah.
little bit here and there, because we've all been depressed in some form or fashion
Absolutely.
along the way. It might have been this little bit, might have been that
Absolutely.
much, or it might have been like, whoa, you know. But we've all connected to it. I mean, you look back sometimes, like if you're a pretty healthy person, like I remember when my father died, I didn't know how many days I lost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I was still working and doing stuff, and then when I look back, I'm like, golly gee willikers,
Yeah.
wowzers. Like, because, you know, I was like, gee whizzers, you know, like you don't even know until, because I, you know, just haven't been a depressed kind of person over the years. I'm pretty happy. But then, so now, you know, you, that's just the wisdom. That's just the experience. You can look back and you go like, golly, wow. You know, I've had clients that have told me how they've lost, you know, months or years. And then they look back after doing this soul work and going, wow, like, I was just lost. Like a lost soul is real,
Yeah.
you know, and they weren't doing anything with their life. And that's where, you know, it can really go bad. And that's the reason why I'm a real, you know, mental health advocate, you know, soul care advocate, to really connect to the truth, your soul. You know, I keep saying soul because, you know, we can go through like the mental part of it, and, you know, being asked how you feel. And then we also have the opportunity to go deeper, you know, to that truth, because that's where it's at. But they all work together, right?
Does.
Your mind can paralyze your spirit from wanting to shine and do its thing. You know, your mind, you know, is very powerful if you don't work through those thoughts and that negative self-talk, which we talk about in the 5-star points for success, and how to flip that and start to work on that positive regimen, and how to anchor that through the other points, right? Because I said, if you're eating things that are clouding your arteries and your brain, and your little happy neurotransmitters aren't happy and not firing and sparking off properly, do you see how all this is interconnected?
Absolutely.
So it's really important. Or you could be doing great things, but then you are still in a circle or environment of friends that really aren't friends.
Oh, okay. That's where I was going, because now if we're doing this, we're doing these 5 stars, we're doing the work. If I'm doing the work, but my relationships, those individuals that are in my inner circle that I'm intimate with, various levels of intimacy, right?
Yeah.
How does that impact? Because again, COVID, I'm single and available, and COVID, people are dating differently. You know, everything is online and so on and so forth. But still, in those relationships, if we're trying to do the soul work and get hooked up with the wrong individual, how does that impact us?
Oh, you know, you can be doing some amazing work, and then you can hang around people and be affected, and you may not see it, but day by day, different things that you are allowing to come into your programming will affect you. It might be like this little bit, but this little tiny bit will be like this every single day, and it keeps growing. It keeps growing. And you don't know it until you start picking up other bad habits, or you're just not in a higher frequency. You're not around other people that are lifting you up. Because if you're in a different circle, right, of really amazing, great people, then you find yourself growing exponentially. But if you're around people that are like at the lower frequency, they're going to be pulling you down. So if you're here and you have a choice of people that are at where you're at, and or they're up here, then you're going to rise, or you're going, of these people down here, you're going to be going down to meet them, you know, at their level, on some level, on some level. And people will argue that. I know it, because I know that I was like that, like, oh, I can hang with anybody, and to a certain degree, like I can, but I don't want to stay there.
Correct.
I'm not trying to stay in that
Spend a whole lot of time there. We're not pitching a tent.
No, I mean, and so my inner circle, that's a no-no. Like I can roll and do seminars and events and all that because that's what I do. But to be in that every single day, you know what I mean? Like we have to be careful about who's in our inner circle, who we're talking to every day, because I'm the encourager. I'm the person that goes out and inspires. Like, so who's pouring into you? What things are you listening to? I don't care if it's the audio book, if it's reading your word, you know, you have a friend that just, you know, is doing their thing. So it's not like, you know, when I do talks and I tell people, I say, you ever, you know, you get your cell phone, he's like, oh gosh, I already know it's going to be some drama. Like you shouldn't have that coming in every day on your phone. That wears you down. It's like people that watch the news, especially like during this pandemic, and then you're watching it 24/7 and you're feeling all of the bad news constantly, just raising your blood pressure. And so all of those things incrementally will affect you. So you want to be careful about who you're hanging around. And I'll just give you an example. Like, so there's a high school I remember I spoke at, and the administration told me that the kids were having a hard time because one of the students was shot and killed. And I wanted to know more information. Well, come to find out that this young man was actually a bright student, but because of the fact that he was hanging out with a different crowd, if you see where I'm going with this, then he got caught up in the crossfire. So I'm just giving you a physical example of how you can get caught up in the crossfire.
Yes.
Right? And that kinds of things happen. So we just want to be careful, and we could come up with different examples on various different levels, right? Energetically, you know, who you are, who you're intimate with, right? Because now you're taking on that energy on some level. So we want to be careful. Like I've talked to certain people that may have a casual drink sometimes, but then when they're with other people, then they find out, oh my gosh, I'm actually abusing alcohol when I hang out with that crew. You know, maybe I do these things that I would really never do.
Never even consider. Yes. Yes.
Or, you know, maybe that was my college time.
Yeah.
When I was really popping off and living crazy. But then now, you know, I'm grown, but some of these friends are still living that life. And then they find themselves getting back into the drinking and the drugs and the, you know, doing all kinds of activities that aren't serving them.
Yes.
So we just want to be mindful of who we rolling with.
I want to be certain that everybody follows you across social media, that they get your book, that they get connected to you, because we want to see the documentary. We want to listen to your most recent music offering to us and all the things that you have coming our way in the future. I just appreciate your energy. Oh my goodness. And the work that you're doing is so necessary in our community. And then as a Black woman, all that we do and all that and women in general, I don't want to disenfranchise or minimize women in general. I know that we culturally have a challenge with taking on so much and being so much to everybody around us that we often, if we're even last on the list, we're not even on the list. So how can you help us in that season with our cultural challenges that we experience?
Yeah, so I am really excited to talk to people and really connect them to this idea of getting help, of getting assistance, getting support, right? Because it's a bit foreign in our community, generally speaking. And we spoke about this prior to the interview, Dr. Lisa. One thing that we know, and this isn't every family, but so I'm speaking generally, because this was in mine. Black people, brown people, to be quite honest, a lot of people even I went to grad school with, and others that I've spoken to in all different backgrounds, you know, from Indian and Asian stuff, they've shared with me, oh, no, you keep your business at home.
Absolutely not. Yes.
I'm going to speak for us. Okay. I know, like this is what they told me, but I know, my friends and my circle, like, you your business in this house,
Yep.
you don't go and tell anybody anything. So that's ingrained in us.
Yep.
And then the idea of going to get help is it's there's this kind of stigma.
Yeah.
Taboo, like like you crazy. And I always
Yeah.
tell people, no, you're not crazy for getting help. It's crazy that if you had issues that you don't get help. Like I'm quoted as saying that because I'm glad that I am, because it's so true. Right. So when you go and you actually get to have breakthroughs and epiphanies and revelations and enlightenment about yourself, and then you get to heal, that's where it's at. But yeah, so it's very important. I don't like that. Unfortunately, many of our numbers are on the rise when it comes to suicide, depression, like because it's like we bottle that up.
Yep.
And we don't talk to anybody about it. And a part of my documentary, there was a common thread that people felt like they were going to be a burden. They didn't want to share with somebody.
Yes.
So, it's imperative to, if you're having these thoughts, or you're feeling low or you're feeling dark, that you do get the help that you need. And it's okay. So I want to normalize this conversation and let people know that a lot of people feel this way. So you're not crazy. It's not like I'm a bad person or something's wrong with me. Like, get the help so you can work through it, because we've all had some kind of trauma, something has happened that, can just really shift you. It could be a divorce. It could be a serious heartbreak. You could have lost a child. You could have feel like you failed. You bought into some kind of misbelief or misconception, whatever it is. If you're feeling low and you're feeling tired and you just don't want to do this thing called life, I want you to know that you are a gift. You are a blessing, and life is a gift. You came here for a reason. So if you're feeling that way, please get the help that you need, because I'm telling you, on the other side, you are going to be so happy, in love, in joy, peace, and you're going to look back and like my song at the end of My Father's Star, you're going to say, wow, like, look at me now. Look at me. And that's the name of that record that's coming out first from My Father's Star, is Look at You Now. And I love the record. I'm so grateful so many people are loving it. It's available on all the music platforms. Check it out. Again, it's My Father's Star. And it's really, it's powerful.
I don't know where the time went. I apologize. We could talk and talk and talk and talk some more. I am so grateful.
You can ask me some more questions. I'm here, but if you want to close it out, I'm good. We can do it again. But I have some time right now. I'm totally passionate about this topic, and I'm just excited about life, because I know what it feels like. And I know what it feels like to be in pain and to hurt. And I know what it feels like to be like, woohoo, yes. And that's where, like, I want everybody to, to feel that, to really enjoy life, like no matter what, because we will, even still, you're going to have those ebbs and flows. You're going to have these things that happen in life. But when you work through the 5-star points for success, I'm telling you, how I perceive and work through things is different than what I did back in the day, where it could just, take you over. So that's the thing, to actually have those skills, those tools, those strategies, and that's why, I'm this spiritual life coach and soul-centered strategist. That's why I'm a soul singer, a soul speaker, a soul everything. My company, Spirit of Oya, is a soul-centered production and consulting company where dreams manifest. So that's what we do over here.
That's why I am saying, get in touch with her, follow her across social media. I'm telling you, it is possible. We need you. If you are here, if you have breath in your body, you have purpose. There is a plan for you. We need you here, and we want you healed and whole on this side of heaven. Yes. on this side. Oya, thank you so much. And again, make sure that you follow her, get in touch with her, and do the work. The 5-star points to success. Do the work. It is well worth it. Yes. Oh, please hold it up. Hold it up. Yes, yes,
This
yes.
is my working book, so it look a little crazy, but this is
That's all right. Here, wait. I want to make sure that's
the 5-star points for success. I also have this for anybody that wants the this is the box set for people that still like their old school CDs. That's available on Amazon. And then this is the workbook.
Yes.
And then this is the CD. I don't have the other physical CD for My Father's Star yet, but that is available, like I said, on all platforms. Now, I will tell you this. I will give your listeners the little goodie. You good for this, Dr. Lisa?
Absolutely.
So you can go get all of these different things on Amazon, and I think they're probably like $10 a piece or so. And I think like the physical is $19.99 or whatever it is. It's like the basic, prices for books and all that stuff. However, right now on my Instagram, if you go to my link tree on my Instagram, Dr. Lisa's been showing you my link. There it is, Spirit of Oya. If you go to the digital bundle, it is a package with the actual audio book, digital download right to your email. As soon as you buy it, you're going to get the digital bundle, the book, you get the workbook, and you'll get the CD, the original CD, basically for the price of one of the items that you would get, one or two of the items, depending on whatever the price is on Amazon, all directly through Spirit of Oya, digitally download it. You buy it, boom, instantly it's downloaded to your email. And that is a great price. But now if you're into Audible and all that, like thumbs up, get it on Amazon, do your thing. I'm just sharing. You can get it from my link tree, and it is say the 5-star points for success digital bundle. And that's for your listeners, and they can, and and then just make sure you get My Father's Star. That's available on iTunes, Amazon, Spotify, all those great places to download, and also Bandcamp. If anybody's on Bandcamp, it's also available there. Spirit of Oya. And that way, Bandcamp is really awesome. So for people that want to contribute more to the artist, and I say that because I think it's $9.99. I think on Bandcamp. And the thing is that people are doing contributions. They're actually adding more, and it's not for me. That I want people to know. I appreciate people that are supporting independent artists. Please continue to do that. But the majority of the proceeds for My Father's Star is going into building the resource center, everything that we're doing in the film festivals for ending the pain, helping people to actually get through their suicidal ideation to get to the other side that we're talking about. So that's taking a lot of resources, a lot of money, right? So anybody that wants to contribute, please reach out to me. You can find me through the social media, and myself or my assistant will get back to you. If anybody's interested in being a part of this movement, we need help. This is a global thing. Like there's someone committing suicide about every 40 seconds, you guys. Like this is like, we can do this, and I'm doing everything that I can on my end. So if you would like to contribute or be a part of this in some way, please reach out. And if you just want to just contribute, like, and some people think that, like, oh, I only have $10 or $20. No, let me tell you something. Every dollar counts. Like an editor that you could be paying somebody on an hourly, right? So if you gave $20, maybe that's paying for somebody that's on the phone handling the stuff for the film festivals. Film festivals cost money. Building the website costs money. Pouring into these amazing survivors that are sharing their story, right? These ambassadors, they're sharing their story. I'm calling them life ambassadors now. Part of the whole program that we're doing. We're going into high schools. We're going into different organizations, right? So they're coming along with me. So I'm able to then pour into them and, give them, finances for sharing their story as well. Through the program, or do you know what I mean? So they have so much that we're doing with them creating videos and stuff like that. So again, if it's whatever it is, this is where this is going. So we're building out all of this stuff with the nonprofit and so much. But if anybody's interested, Even like I said, it could be $1, $10, whatever. Or again, if you're getting, My Father's Star and then you get the CD, then you're a part of this, is what I'm saying. It's not just you're buying it just for great music and to listen to this journey and enjoy, but you're pouring into something that really matters for this movement. And I really appreciate it.
You're helping the movement move. You are helping the movement move, because the time that we spent together, you're saying every 40 seconds, and we've been together for about 40 minutes. Just think about how many lives that you can save with the contribution that you make. So please follow Oya across social media, Spirit of Oya, support the products, and you see what the funds are going to. So although it supports what she's doing, and it also saves lives.
Absolutely. Because I funded all of this. I want everybody to know. So this is helping me on the back end to move forward, because it's, things cost money when you're doing what you're doing and hiring people to build these centers and things for people to be able to go to and connect and do all the things that they need to do so that they can get the information and the help that they need.
And make the transition on this side.
Yes. And then other than that, there's other goodies, just if you're on the social media goodies, you guys, you're going to learn about the other things that I'm up to, like the master classes, You got to come to one of the master classes, Dr. Lisa. My 5-star success master class. Yeah, it's a whole thing. We go through the mission, the purpose, the intentions, the mind, body, spirit, emotions, and environment. And we also go through revamping your money mindset. Self-worth. So, yes. So you guys want to look out for that. The masterclass, I think our next date for the masterclass is sometime in March or April. So just keep a lookout for that. And so just keep a lookout for all the goodies and all of the fantastic things that are happening with Spirit of Oya over here.
Follow, so you can get all the information and stay on the forefront and help the movement move. Help the movement continue to move. Thank you, Oya, so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's manifest our dreams and live.
Absolutely.
And I just before I go, I always say this: don't let anyone or anything dim your light, including yourself. Now go out and shine like the star you are. Peace and blessings, y'all. Mwah.
Oh my gosh, if that didn't bless your soul, I know it blessed mine. Thank you so much for joining me today on The Blueprint, where we help you design your life's vision and goals, one episode at a time. See you next week.